Okay. And we're going to start on our backs. And okay, it's fine. Take the block underneath your head like a little pillow. Okay. Yep. Take your feet the width of the mat and let your knees knock in. Yeah. Ooh, don't knock yourself out. Pam's going to just put herself to sleep. That's it. Yeah. So the pillow is the block. The block is the pillow. Yep. You did. It looks good though. Hi, Liz. How are you? Everyone's wearing the forest green. I like it. The forest green pants look nice and top. Okay. So the feet wide, the knees knock in. You can go back to sleep. Can you imagine? My watch said I was awake for like 31 minutes last night. I was like, oh, wow. It was a great night of sleep. Yes. Close your eyes, connect to your breath. So you want it so the block is like underneath your head and neck that your neck can be relatively neutral so your chin is not tucking in towards your chest. So see if you can kind of facilitate that for yourself. The next thing I need you to focus on, aside from the breath, is that your lower back is pressing firm into the mat. Yeah. Take a big breath in, hold it at the top for a second, and then exhale everything out. Once again, inhale full. At the top, hold, and then exhale it all out. And then begin your breath, your practice breath. Ujjayi is recommended. Inhale through the nose, through the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose. Good. You're going to blink your eyes open. You're going to take your feet flat to the floor, knees up towards the sky. So it's like a little railroad tracks, like you're setting up for bridge pose. You reach behind your head, grab the block in between your hands. The arms are going to stay straight. Obviously, if you have any neck issues, you just keep your neck down or keep another block. Arms are going to stay straight and powerful, okay? So press the hands firm into the block and really feel. Now, you're going to pull yourself up into like a Pilates roll up crunch. You're going to stay on the up, the feet stay down, and you're going to reach slowly forward and make small pulses. So go straight forward towards the knees for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel the lower back spread as you crunch up. So it's not too fast, it's nice and slow for another 10. Arms stay powerful. So the triceps engage, the belly draws in for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The left leg's going to stay down. The right leg's going to lift up. Now you're going to take like a jackhammer. So the arms are going to go back and the leg's going to lower. You're going to go 1. And obviously neck can stay down if it's too much. Keeping the neck up is going to be more, neck and shoulders up is going to be more intense. So you're just moving like this, like a half jackknife. You're lowering to a level that works for you. For another 5, 4, 3, lower back spreads, 2, and 1. Bend the right leg, or whatever leg you did, and lift the other leg. And here we go, jackknife for 1, 2, 3. You got it. 4, lower back spreads. Keep going. Connecting with your breath, moving and guiding that breath so you could really begin to feel for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs up on an angle. You're going to reach the block. It's almost like you're sliding the block from the lower upper shins to the lower shins. 1, 2. You got it. 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Give me another 10, 9, 8. It's small movements, isometric core. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Rock and roll a few times. Place the block to the side of the mat. Cross the ankles. Step into a tabletop position. It's happening for you, not to you. Remind yourself of that. Yes. Sink the spine down and look forward. Cat and cow. Exhale, round the spine deeply, look in. Good, just like that. Sink the spine down and look forward. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Moving on your breath, arms stay anchored. On the next one, you're going to come to a flat back tabletop position. Slide the right toes back into the mat so the leg goes straight. Step the left leg back so it goes straight, plank position. Yep. Lengthen the tailbone. Lead a little with your heart and chest. The goal is to have your hands underneath your shoulders, slightly wider if you know you're a little tighter and shorter in the upper shoulders. Yeah. Connect to your breath. If you could fix your eyes on something that's not moving, that's going to be great. Bring more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Hips go up and back, down dog. So now your hands and feet have probably found somewhat of a appropriate distance for the down dog. You may need to bend your knees. This 25-degree weather stuff, you wake up and like your hamstrings are completely tightened up. So bending your knees in down dog, totally acceptable. You can have a slight little bend. You can have a deep bend. You could pedal it out a little. Anything goes. You okay? Yeah. You don't need to see to do yoga. Right. Yeah. Hands spread wide. Now you find some stillness. Breathe your hips way up off your shoulders this morning. Plug your thumbs, your index finger, your baby finger down into the mat. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Spread the toes wide across the mat. I find that helps the front line of the body get a nice little opening. And then roll forward plank position. Lead again with your heart and chest. So sometimes you just naturally bring it in tighter and closer in the dog. So make sure you're stacked accordingly. Drop your knees down on an angle that works for you. You're going to lower halfway to a supported push-up this morning. When we take our push-ups, I'm just reminding you that chaturanga push-ups, elbows slide by the side body. Make sure your shoulders don't dump below your elbows. Re-straighten your arms. Keep the knees down. I know it's rough. Halfway supported push-up. Yep, halfway down. I could suggest that less is more. Keep your neck neutral, which means look at the front skinny edge of the mat. Straighten your arms. All right, one more. Halfway supported push-up. Less is more. You can take a micro movement. Re-straighten your arms. Nice. Lift the knees so you're in plank position. In one straight line of energy, float the right foot an inch from the ground. Hug the right knee towards the navel. Arms stay straight up and down. Listen carefully. We're not stepping the foot through. So squeeze it in a little tighter and closer. Keep the tailbone nice and long and step back plank. Lift the left foot an inch, let it float a second, and then hug it in. Hug it in nice and tight and close. The arms stay nice and straight up and down. You want to keep the tailbone long so the hips don't pop. Step it back. Plank. Float the right foot, hug it in. So it's a mountain climber. Slide it back. Without too much movement in the hips, hug it in. Slide it back. Go like that. The breath is with you. The neck is neutral. So you're just moving on your breath, working on the alignment of the core, squeezing in tight. Press down through the hands, shoulder blades kind of pull apart. I want you to take one more on each side. Good. Plank position, hold. Good. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe your right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. When you lift, try not to fling the leg. I know it's easy just to kind of let it fly up. Point your right toes, come forward, and now hug it in again. This time with that momentum, step the right foot forward and through into a low lunge. Be on your fingertips. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop the back knee for a moment. I like the toes either curled or resting flat on the floor. You pick. Sweep the arms up, supported lunge. Yeah. So just to keep you in check here, if the left knee is jamming down into the floor, it's not going to feel good on the joint. And what I mean by that is your back thigh, everybody, is on an angle. Yes, this is your psoas. This is your walking muscle. So that's the goal right here. Hands to frame your front foot. Step back into a dog. Breathe your left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Try not to fling it. Come forward. Hug the knee in and up. Step the foot forward and through. Drop the knee on an angle and rise. There you go. Back thigh on an angle. You can always pat it with something. Hands come down, lift the knee, down dog. Got it? Breathe your right leg up and back. Come forward, hug your right knee in. Step it forward and through, drop the knee on an angle, sweep it up. Hands come down, engage that back knee, slide right back dog. Left leg, breathe it up and back, come forward, hug the knee in. Step the foot forward, drop the knee, root to rise. Are you moving and breathing? That is the question. Hands come down, or you're just moving and not breathing. Dog. Right leg lifted up and back. Come forward, hug the right knee in, step it forward. So it's almost like one motion when you think about it. Rise. Hands come down. Meredith's ready to go. Dog. Breathe the left leg up and back. Come forward, hug it in. Don't rush. Step the foot forward. Drop the knee. Come on up. Hands to the ground, listen carefully, engage the back leg, spring to the top. Feet can have a little separation this morning. Long spine, hands can always go to the shins. Exhale, fold. Do that again. Inhale, come to the fingertips, long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees as much as you need. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to set you up. You're going to step to plank. 1, 2. Halfway to a push-up. Good. Up dog or cobra, you pick. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. The breath is with you. Look where you want to go. You're going to step. If you feel like you can float, go for it to the top. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at the top. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky, just moving and breathing. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let the head go. Long spine sets you up. You can step, float, skip, crawl. Vinyasa of choice. Halfway to your push-up. Up dog or cobra. Good. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Let's go. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Everyone's so serious. Oh my God. Arms go up towards the sky. You're like that chopper I had. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. There's no stress yoga. Long spine sets you up. Step, or float through a vinyasa. Melina, when you get to your up dog, slide your hands back an inch. There you go. That's the difference. Down dog. So for up dog and chaturanga, your hands are really not in the exact same place. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go unless you have long arms. Step or float to the top. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. All right, we're on our way. Arms go straight up. Good. There's life to us. Dive over, bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Step or float. So you pick your vinyasa. You can subtract push-ups. You can add push-ups. Some of us like to add a bunch. Take on the back bend, hips go up and back, down dog. One more, arms stay straight, look where you want to go, step or float. Long spine, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe your right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Point your right toes, come forward, hug your right knee in. Step the right foot forward and through towards the right wrist. Walk it a little to the right. Back leg nice and zipped up. You're going to rise up, crescent lunge. So just come up. Yep, crescent lunge. If your lower back feels tight this morning, you can tip your torso just a little bit forward. Sometimes that gets us out. If not, you're straight up and down and you want the eyes of the shoulder, the eyes of the hip points to face forward. Good. I think everyone has a block or something nearby. So what I want you to do here is reach way out. So your stomach's going to rest on the top of your thigh. Yeah, you can have a block in the center or one under each hand. You're going to step up into an amended warrior 3. Amended warrior 3, which means I want your hands touching something. You got it. So if you only have one, it can go in the center. Yes, you're very long in your torso, which means that you're not in a standing split. It's different. Perfect. Yeah, just go in the center. You can just have your fingertips on it. Nice. Out of this hip. There you go. Stay on your fingertips, guys. Point your left toes. Hug your left knee in and round your spine. Make yourself like a little ball. You're going to have to bend your right leg a little bit to do that. Re-extend, amended warrior 3. That's it. Point the toes like a little ball, round into yourself. Perfect. Re-extend, amended warrior 3. One more, like a little ball, roll into yourself. You have to soften your right knee in order to find it. Re-extend, hold your warrior 3 with your fingers down. Yeah. So what you play with is just getting really light. So even if you just lift an inch from the ground. Giant step back, warrior 1. So the back foot spreads down and then you rise. Right hip grip, left thigh wraps. Good. Hands to the earth, vinyasa of choice. If you're not feeling all the push-ups and back bends today, simple choice, just take it out. When you get to dog, lift your left leg up and back, 3-legged down dog. Point the toes, come forward, hug your left knee in and up, give it a good little squeeze. Step the foot all the way forward and through, land it, integrate that back leg, then rise crescent lunge. So come right up. We never want our left knee to come over our left toes, so make sure your stance is pretty long. Good. The same deal. All I want you to do is start off by tipping forward, so you're getting really, really long. Fingertips come to that block or blocks, and then you launch off. When you take this amended warrior 3, it's good to remind yourself to keep a soft or deep bend in that front leg. We're looking for neutralizing the hips, everything squared off towards the ground. You're going to point your right toes. Hug in, round the spine like a little ball. Re-extend. Perfect. Hug in like a little ball. Move slow. Re-extend. One more. Hug it in like a little ball. Re-extend and hold. Giant step back, warrior 1. Outer blade of your back foot presses firm. Hands to the earth, chaturanga push-up. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. All right, that wasn't bad. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step, float, skip, crawl, get to the top. Long spine, fold. Let's sit into chair. Weight moves into the heels. Feet can be together, a little separated. Yeah. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. All right, let's loop it together. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels, chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. Step or float, vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, root to rise, warrior 1. To the ground we go, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. You guys look good. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot forward, the back foot turns. So there's no rest from right to left side. You just kind of loop them. Right. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Yep, up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. So this is where you take an extra breath if you need it. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Long spine. Fold. Chair pose. Any fish fans? Yeah. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels. Chair pose. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float. Chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. You got it. Hips go up and back, down dog. Don't bypass the up dog if you can. If you can enjoy it. Right foot forward, back foot turns. Let's go. Warrior one. To the floor we go. Just keep it moving and grooving right here. The up dog is powerful, so really open at heart. Hips go up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Together we rise, warrior one. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Looking good. Peel through the back bend. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe. Less thinking, more feeling. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Let's step, float, skip, crawl to the top. Long spine. Fold. Find your chair. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels. Chair. Sit way back. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float. Vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns. Root to rise. Warrior one. To the floor we go. Chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Keep it going. Hips go up and back, down dog. Left foot forward, back foot turns. To the floor we go. Chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. So I want this practice, especially right now, just kind of get going. Right foot smack in between your hands. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Pam's like, I gotta leave 5 minutes early. I was like, we're getting every second of this practice in that we possibly can. Warrior two, open up your right thigh. It's all about efficiency. Reverse the warrior. Right forearm to the top of the right thigh, left arm straight up or up and over. When you rest your arm on your thigh, make sure your arm is light. Your shoulder isn't guiding you. Circle the top arm up, pull it back up. Warrior two. These are called dancing warriors, if you were wondering. To the floor we go, chaturanga. When you hit your dog, the left foot steps immediately forward in between your hands. You turn your back foot, you cartwheel open, warrior two. So it's quicker, but it's not sloppy, okay? Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Modified extended, arm rest on the top of the thigh. Your shoulder's not guiding you in, so you want to make sure it stays light. Circle the top arm or just let that arm pull you back up. Depends on your shoulder. Warrior two. To the floor we go, chaturanga push up. Got it? You'll be tested soon. Up dog, yeah. If you need extra time, I'll supply it. Downward facing dog, okay? Right foot forward, back foot circles open. Here we go. Warrior two, pull it up. Take your time. So it's not a rush, it's just more of a little flow. Flip the palm reverse. Modified extended sides. You're being tested if you know the names of the poses. Warrior two, come on up, however you like it. To the floor you go through your vinyasa. Try to enjoy it. You're just moving and breathing. It's pretty awesome. The left foot in between the hands, the back foot anchors, or you cartwheel open, warrior two. Flip the palm reverse. Modified extended. Warrior two, come on up. To the floor we go. Vinyasa. You're going to do two more times. So one on each side and then go again. Two more times. Go for it. Everyone's going to move at their own pace. Keep it going. If you forget, you can make it up. No one cares. Yeah, keep going. No rest. We don't rest. You'll rest tonight if you're lucky. Yeah. At the last side, the last time you hit the left side after that, that's when you'll hold your down dog, okay? You'll hold your down dog when you get there. That's how I'll know you're done. Good job. Good job. Hold your down dog. You hold your down dog and you let yourself feel, because how you feel from that first down dog to how you feel in this down dog is completely different. Right. There's no judgment with it, but just take note. You're holding down dog. You're breathing your hips way up off your shoulders. You're plugging the sides of your triceps in so your hands are firm. Good. You're going to step that right foot forward and through again. This time you're going to stay low to the floor. Turn your back foot on a sharp angle. Place the block to the instep of your foot. So we're actually going to go B variation today. It's the nicer version. Right hand down with left arm peels. So from the ground up, you're taking B variation of extended side angle. Now, B is for bind. So once you caddy your arm to the instep of that right leg, you can decide how much of a bind, no bind. It just depends on the shoulder. Sometimes it just goes halfway around. Sometimes it just lands on your hip. Sometimes you can wrap your whole arm under. Now, here's the trick. If you want to take a full bind, there has to be a lift of your torso, okay? So if you're dumping forward like this, there's no point in even being in it. There's a lift and there's a lean back. So the space between your side ribs and your thigh exists. That's why sometimes a half bind is better, because you can be a little bit more consistent. Now, if you can't breathe, I really like the effort, but you've gone too far. Okay. So backtrack. It's not worth it. Find something that you know you can hold your practice in, right? Hold the pose, not your breath, but the pose. Grip your right hip in and turn your right ribs. That's it. Use a little lean back. So think crown of the head towards me. That's it. Stay a couple more breaths. Really nice work. And if this needs to be a modified with a bind, cool. That's fine as well. Warrior two, come up, but no bounce. Now we hold 5, 6, 10, 20 breaths. I don't know. We'll see how you do. Steer your right ribs a little towards the mirror and the left ribs back. Roll your right thigh open. Spread your collarbone in your chest and then close your eyes. Back in the old days, I'm talking like 20 years ago, we actually used to time this. We would time these poses. We had a clock in the room. Now it's all about getting calm, right? So, yeah, yoga was not about that then. Settle into it. Feel your feet on the floor and then feel your breath kind of shaping the pose. Circle it to the floor, hit plank, lean on your left hand for your favorite version of Vashisthasana side plank. We welcome a modified version. That's the bottom knee. You can tent those fingertips, Pam, so you can get out of the shoulder. Yep. I like it like that. Good. Yeah. Plank position slow. The transitions are everything. Chaturanga push up. Up dog, smooth sailing. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Step the left foot smack in between the hands. Don't come up. Grab your block. Caddy it in there to the instep. Turn the back foot on a sharp angle because the body knows where to go. Left hand down, right arm up. Yeah. Start with that. Looks great. You can come to your fingertips. You can knuckle. Yeah, I taught Megan that trick. Sometimes when you knuckle the hand into the block, it gets you out of your shoulder. If you know you're a little shorter and tighter, roll that thigh open. Now, to add in the half bind, it's totally up to you what you want. I will remind you on this side, when you take a full bind, you're not dumping forward. There's no point in doing it if it looks like this. There's a lift and a lean. So it's almost like you have to hook your chest open and back. Grip that bottom hip under you. So there's a swoop of that hip. Let's see if we can get it. Come to your left fingertips. Yep, just to create a little more space. Now take your left hip and tuck it under you. See if you can do it. You have to steer your left thigh open in order to do it. Good. Couple more breaths. You guys are rocking it today. Warrior two, come up, hold. Sometimes the stance gets smaller in that version, so widen it a little if you need to. Spread the collarbone in the chest. Roll that left thigh open. Breathe. Where are you collecting tension? Let it go. Yeah. To the floor we go. Chaturanga, not to chaturanga, it's a side plank on the right hand. Yep. Right hand, your favorite version. Personally, I like to stagger the feet. Yeah, that would be the left foot in front of the right. And then I like to turn the left foot a little on an angle. But any version that's appropriate that you can hold. We want to keep the hips aligned. So make sure you're not turning your left hip, Jean. Take your left hip towards Pam. There you go. What you can try and do is turn your left toes towards the sky. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Stay. 3 more breaths. Nice, Chrissy. Beautiful job, everyone. Kelly, great. Plank position. Slow. Chaturanga push up if you're taking it. Up dog or cobra. Hips go up and back, down dog. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. Turn the back foot sharp. Don't come up. Triangle pose now. Triangle is going to feel great because you just had your leg bent. Yeah. You get to pick your distance for triangle. We're all a little different. Alexi, turn your left foot open. There you go. More and walk it back. Yeah, it's a little tight and short. If you need a block, outside of calf is a good spot. Yeah, it sets the shoulder up for a little bit more of a healthy situation. Stack it open. Good. You can have a half bind. You can have your hand on your hip. You can have your arm stretching up and forward. If the arm goes up and forward, remember you're continuously taking your right ribs towards the mirror. So there's a turn. Step up into Ardha. If the arm's forward, see if you can keep reaching it forward. Yep. Give it a whirl. The block moves with you if your hand was on it. About 6, 8, maybe even 10 inches forward. Off the edge of the right baby toe, you have to find your sweet spot. And then it's like a big yawn. You roll it open, you stack it open. Any variation of this. If you're a bindy one and you want to kick into your hand, go for it. If you want to take both hands, you're turning your right ribs towards the mirror. It looks great. If the arm's still wrapping forward, finding a lot of length and space with that. Two more. Left hand to the floor, square the hips, pause. Step the feet together. Long spine on the inhale breath. Exhale, let's fold together into it. Find your chair, weight moves into your heels. Good. Drag your hands to prayer, keep sitting. Hook the elbow and twist. If this does not work for you today, you can have your elbow on the top of your thigh or take more of an air twist. Yeah. Spine is long, neck is neutral, which means you're looking sideways, maybe even looking up. Weight stays in your heels. Chair, pull it around. Sit all the way down into a boat. Yes. Navasana. You can claw the fingertips to the floor if this helps you out. You can have your arms forward. They can be up. They can be behind your head. I'm just giving you options. If you can just keep them down, it's totally fine. Now, the lift is deep within your core. It's not your lower back. Obviously, your back is in your core all connected. So you're deep within your core muscles. Low boat, which means everything's hovering. High boat. Aren't we having fun? Cross the ankles, chaturanga. Don't fall on your face. Yeah, chaturanga. Mm-hmm. Up dog is smooth. It feels good. Hips go up and back, down dog. It's happening for you, not to you. Yes. Left foot steps smack in between your hands. Triangle pose from the ground up. So you just find your distance. If you need to come up out of the pose and reset it, that's fine. Some of us just prefer it that way. So your practice, a lot of times it's, it becomes like a habit. Like you do it the same way all the time. It's just nature, how they tell us we should brush our teeth with the opposite hand. It's good for our brain. So the habit of it is great, but making sure you check in and you make little tiny tweaks, getting in different ways. Top arm can stay straight up. You can wrap it behind your back. You can reach that arm forward if that feels good. Anything to make the pose feel like you're getting what you need. If you're not sure what you need, then just keep it simple and basic. Keep taking those bottom ribs and turning them towards me. There's a little lean back action. Yeah, you're not in your low back though. You're really supported with your core. Carried into that half moon. So just make it like a seamless step. So it's one step, boom, you're there. Use the block if you need it. Keep the arm reaching straight up, half bound, hand to hip, arm reaching forward. You can bind your foot. You can use one hand, both hands. Anything goes here. Kick behind you, though, if you're doing the bind. The left foot has a way of wanting to turn in that just comes from tightness and weakness in our hips. So keep the left foot forward the best that you can. Looks good. Sometimes what I check in with during this posture is to come a little lighter onto those left fingertips. Yeah. Right hand to the floor, square the hips, step the feet together, long spine, fold into yourself first, then find your chair. Find your chair pose. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath, hook and twist towards the left. Watch that your right knee is not taking a toll forward. It's staying even. Spine stays long. You look sideways, you look up. Two more breaths. Good. Chair. Fold over the legs. Good. Set up for crow. If crow is not your thing, separate your feet and enjoy a squat pose. If you want to explore crow today, take your block and stand on it this direction. So crow is often done incorrectly because people's feet and knees aren't together. You have to start with your feet together and then your knees come high up onto the backs of the arms. Right. If the feet are wide apart, you're never going to get your knees. So bring your feet all the way together. Then bring your knees onto the backs of the arms. Plant the hands down, and then from here you work. So we've been doing a lot of like kind of tucking in, rounding in. Yeah, it's that same action, Joe. Bring your feet closer together. Don't fall off the block. Yeah. Nice. You're looking for a chaturanga like arm, and the higher that you get your knees to the upper armpits, the easier it's going to be to keep them there. Yeah. But you know what? I do it. I don't even lift my toes too much up off the ground. Just a little bit. Boom, boom. Okay. Can still do it. Enough. Shoot it back. Chaturanga. That's it. It's just like, it's like self check. We're just checking in that we can still do these things. Good. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back down dog. And guess what? If you can't do it, you're still good. Step your right foot forward. Turn your back foot sharp. Warrior one. Come on up. Anywhere you want your arms, warrior three. Warrior three. Yep. Those blocks were great the first time around. So if you want to use them again, warrior three. So remind yourself in warrior three, you're really looking to find some sort of evenness in the body. That's why the blocks are really a great tool. Hands to prayer. Left hand's going to come to the block. Right hand's going to come to the flat part of your back. We're moving into revolved Ardha today. I know for some of us, we opt out and we go to twisting triangle, but for today's sake of the flow, if you could kind of see if you can maintain this, it would be great. There's a scissoring of your hips in. Yeah. If you feel like your back left leg is not doing what it needs to do, point your left toes. That's it. Elongate. Liz, take your block a little higher and a little bit more forward. Yeah, now you're in business. Everybody can soften the right knee if they need to. Right hand to the floor, block, pause. Like we did before, point your left toes and like a little ball, roll into yourself. Okay? Like a little ball, come into yourself. Now, you're going to have to bend your right leg. Okay? Slide your hands to your hips, come up standing. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Wrap your left leg around, eagle. Rather than yanking the elbows down, lift the elbows up. Steer the knees a little to the left, upper body to the right. Weight should be in that standing right heel. Unravel just the arms. Slide back into warrior one. Okay? Yeah. Hands come to prayer. You're going to lean out, hook the elbow, twist, and then let the left heel naturally pop up off the ground. Good. There is a version of twisting where you can keep your back foot in warrior one, but I don't find it to feel so hot. So if you need to modify this, drop the back knee to the floor. So if you got lost in translation, we're in a crescent with a twist or a variation of it. You can drop your back knee. You can take easy twist. Yeah, there's a little lean back action to the crown of the head gets in there. And your breath is carrying you through the pose. Otherwise, it becomes kind of nasty. Two more. Hands to the earth. Move through vinyasa. Vinyasa of choice. However that works for you. Maybe you just want to go back to down dog and just breathe for a second. Okay, history repeats itself. Left foot forward, back foot turns. Root to rise, warrior one. So I'm using warrior one as kind of like our hub for this because it's grounding and it's useful and it's supportive. Okay, so anywhere you want your arms, I want you to tip your torso forward and find warrior three. Now, those blocks are set up for you. A lot of times when warrior three is called out in a class to me, I automatically use those blocks, pop them up on the highest setting, set up the pose, and then work from that place. So the goal here, Jody, is to get out of the left hip a little, take your right side down. There you go. And that's why the blocks are great. Soften the left knee a little, everyone. Hands come to prayer. Yeah. Twisting half moon. So the right hand's going to stay down on the block. What you can do here is take the left hand to the flat part of your back. There you go. That's going to give you an indication. Now, elongate the whole spine in the back leg, look sideways, and you begin to twist. You stack it open if you can. Left arm can peel up towards the sky if that's, in the cards. If not, don't worry about it. Fire up that back leg. You can point the toes. Squeeze the inner and outer thighs. Lean back a tad. Left hand to the floor. Pause. Keep the right leg lifted. Come to your fingertips. Use your blocks. Soften the left knee. Hug your right knee towards your navel. So the transition is very, very effective and very slow. You have to bend into that standing left leg. You have to draw that right knee in close to you. Slide your hands to your hips and slowly come up to a standing position. Pause for a second. Wrap the right arm underneath the left arm. Wrap the right thigh around. Doesn't matter if the foot can hook. If it does, that's great. You never know what you're going to get. You can give yourself a hug too if you're feeling like you need a little TLC today. Yep. Rather than pulling the elbows down, lift them up. Weight should be in that standing heel. Stick your butt back. There should be a natural little curve of your low back. We all have it. A little lordosis. Some of us have it more. Some of us have it less. Unravel just your arms. Pause. Slide back to warrior one for a beat. Anchor first. I want you to feel the grounding of the floor first. Slide your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, lean way out, hook the elbow and twist. And now as you're hooking the elbow, you can just let that right heel kind of naturally lift up, and you need a tiny bit more length, Meredith, and you'll be in good shape. Yeah. Yeah, let that right heel peel towards the sky. It's going to be a hell of a lot easier, or drop the knee down completely and modify it. Two more. Good. Both hands to frame your front foot. What I want you to do is take your hands to the inside of your left foot. Yeah, inside the left foot. Perfect. All you're going to do is stay low to the ground. You're going to straighten out the leg. You're going to creep to the center. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Create some space for yourself. And then exhale, fold down the center. Anything goes here. If you have an inversion person, like you literally want to get your feet up off the ground today, this is the spot in the practice where you start to play with that. But just so you know, this is an inversion. So you're getting it all. You're getting it all. Dropping the head down, breathing the hips up, way up off the shoulders, off your hips. Okay, walk your hands to the front skinny edge of the mat. Let your left toes turn. Right heel pops up. Step back to a down dog, please. Yeah, step back to a down dog. Roll forward to plank. Halfway to a push-up. Pull yourself through an up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. I want to do a little bit of a different back bend today, just because, I don't know, we should do different stuff. So we're going to step the right foot forward, drop the back knee down, and rise. Okay. So in this version of a back bend, I do actually want your knee to line up with your thigh. So you're going to have to scoot your right foot in. If this doesn't feel good on your knee, slide something or roll your mat up, okay? The arms are going to drop alongside the body. So it's going to look like this. The squeezing of the shoulder blades. So this is the back bend. So essentially we're taking the back bend in this kneeling position today. Inhale, open the heart and the chest and start to slide those clasped hands down the back of that left thigh. Now, if you were uber flexible, the next step would be to kick the heel up and grab your foot. I mean, that's totally happening. Never again in my life. So that's fine. Just stay here and breathe. Yeah, and if dropping the neck back makes you feel like a little spacey, just keep your head neutral. Stay with it. Come up to neutral, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Hands to frame that front foot. You're going to curl your left toes into the mat like this. Hug the right knee in and extend that right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Today you can open up the hip. Right knee can bend and you can open up the hip. Good. And if you wanted to flip the dog, you could step the foot around and flip the dog like this. Yeah. We've done enough stuff to get open here. Yeah. So the transition is what needs to be slow. Right arm up towards the sky. You slowly pull it back around. Do it really slow. Right leg straight up towards the sky, and then right knee forward for a half pigeon. Great. And then fold. Wasn't so bad. A little different. A little different. Different strokes for different folks. And let's fold. Good. We got pretty much everything done. Maybe like meditate in your car for like 30 seconds. Yeah, while you're driving. Don't go to sleep. All right, 5 more breaths. What'd you say? What's wrong? I'll close it. Down dog. Step back. If you need a vinyasa, take it. If not, down dog. Okay, step the left foot forward. Drop the back knee. Come up to this tighter, shorter lunge. Drop the arms alongside the body. If you could remember the grip, good luck with that. If it feels a little less familiar, open up the chest. And here we go. So we're going to take the back bend. So think of like less like in your lower back and more really drawing in here, keeping this left leg kind of locked forward, hip gripping in, and the hands kind of sliding down. Yeah, Jean's going to demonstrate how that foot would kind of catch into the hands naturally over time. Pull the torso up, plant the hands, curl the toes, three-legged down dog with your left leg in space. Bend your knee, open up your hips. So for today, this may be where you stay because this is a back bend and a hip opener. If you can flip the dog, you step the foot around and you lift up. Kind of like a bridge wheel. Right. To get out of the pose, it's very important to move slow. Left arm straight up towards the sky. That's going to guide you. Hand down, you pivot slow, 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 slow. I know. Left leg straight up and then hug that knee in. Come forward, half pigeon. Great. Left side, half pigeon. Like a lot of times I don't love a pose like that because people fly into it. But if it's taught like really methodically or you can get in slow, it can be great. Great. Five more breaths. Try to enjoy. Okay, use the strength of your body. Start to come up. Swing your right leg around. Sit for a sec. Legs forward. Take your block. I'm going to go this direction, but it can be low. If you went high, that's really aggressive. So go maybe low or medium. Hands are going to go right by your side body. So this isn't Dandasana. This is your best version of sitting up tall. Shoulders draw down the back. This is an exercise for the hip flexor and the core. So you're going to lift your right leg up without too much moving, and you're going to bring it back. Now, what you don't want to do is lean back. You want your sit up really, really tall. Good. Forward. Bring the block a little bit more forward towards, yes. Lift it up. Bring it back. Lift it up. Sit up tall. Press into the floor. Bring it back. Lift it up. Bring it back. Go. One more. Come back to center. Switch sides. You ready? It creeps up on you. Sit up really tall. What you don't want is this. Sit up tall. I'd rather you do three really good ones than 16 shitty ones. Lift up. Here we go. Deep within your core. You got it. You got it. Flex the right foot. Good. Lift. Give me two more. Sit up tall. Give me one more. Bend your legs. Fold. Baddha Konasana. Mm-hmm. Melt. Lift your torso up. Take your block with you. Bend your knees. Lay down. Okay. If anyone's dying to go to full wheel, I'm not going to stop you. Go for it. Do one now. I don't know if you want to, if you're feeling, I don't know. Are you feeling full wheel? Oh, no full wheel. Okay. Lift your hips. Everybody slide a block. The highest direction is going to be the most, effective. Arms wrap around. So you're in a supported bridge. Supported bridge to start. And then one leg at a time, you're going to lift up into supported shoulder stand today with the hands bound around the block. So the back bend is still in action. And then close your eyes. We're going to be here for about a minute. Okay. About a minute. And if your hamstrings start to feel like they can't maintain it, soften your knees a little. Close your eyes. Good. Alexi, when you're done, you can join us. Chrissy, if it doesn't feel good for you, take the block on its lowest setting and try and do it. Yeah. Or just keep your feet down. Yeah. Make it feel comfortable. So as you hold the legs up, it gets more challenging. Start to bend your knees. Take your feet flat to the floor. Once the feet get down, lift the hips up slow. Remove the blocks out. Feet wide, knees knock in. This is how we started. Yeah. Drop your knees over to the right, just like this with the feet wide. Yeah. Come back to center. Drop your knees the other direction. Sometimes you have to kind of move your hips a little out of the way. Yeah. Come back to neutral. Hug the knees in. Give them an even squeeze. And then find full Shavasana, not a half version, a full version. Full restoration here. Close your eyes. Slide things underneath your legs if you need it. Well, I guess it's time. Take a big breath in. Full exhale breath out. Arms reach up over the top of the head. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. If you prefer staying down, just stay down. That's fine as well. Rock yourself up in any which way works for you. And come to the seated position. Let the shoulders drop down the back. Keep your eyes closed for a moment. I always say it's so important at the end of the practice to just sit with yourself. So let the hands come to prayer. Bow your head for a second and just be with yourself for a few extra breaths. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Go out there. Have an awesome afternoon, guys. Heather will be subbing for me next week. I hope to return the following week. Let me know if you have any questions.